Good evening, everybody. 6 p.m., August 19th, and it's a nice night out, Not too bad, not too bad. I took my dog for a walk earlier. It's like one of those nights you just hear the crickets chirping, you see the goose shit on the ground, it just permeates everything, and you just have a nice little stroll. Introduce myself. My name's Will. I am a 25-year-old male from New Jersey, currently living in Ohio. And I'm a guy that has aspirations and ideas that pop into my head quite often. And I think a lot of people, I'm like a lot of people where I'll have an idea or an aspiration or a sudden epiphany or motivation that I really want to follow, and then I'm either too lazy or too afraid of failure to really chase after it, So I don't, and then it goes away, and then maybe a month later or a week later or whatever, something else will pop up. I've tried doing if you ask me about what I'm good at, what my hobbies are, I could talk forever because I'm good at a lot of things. But I'm not great at anything, So I'm one of those guys. If you want to play basketball against me, I'll score some points on you. If you want to skateboard, I can do an ollie or a little kickflip, But I'm not that guy that's going to be dunking on you. I'm not that guy that's going to be doing 900s either. And I'm like that in pretty much every aspect of my life. I'm just pretty eclectic. I've always fit in to multiple groups. Always found common interests with almost every group of people I've talked to, and I've had a good go at life, But my most recent aspiration is podcasting. And so this is the pilot episode of the NetherGrasp podcast. And I'll explain a little bit about what I want this podcast to be about, and I will explain a little bit about the origin of the name. But before I do that, I want to tell you guys that this is going to be a completely raw and unedited podcast series, which means that I hit the record button about 2.5 minutes ago, and I'm not going to hit the stop button until I'm done, and I'm going to stumble on my words a lot, which I already have. I'm going to possibly lose my train of thought, but I think that's okay. And I think that a lot of podcasts nowadays that are doing well follow this sort of format that's just kind of off the cuff and unscripted and just real, just real. And I think YouTube and SoundCloud and all kinds of what have you, social media, all that, I think it's what it's lacking and what people really want. From what I hear that people want is they really want something that's just real. Tired of the bullshit, the scripted. I could sit down and I could have went on Word and I could have written down a 20-page edited, formatted paper and just kept recording this over and over again until I got it perfect and sounded perfect. But that's not the kind of shit that I'm after. I'm not that guy. So I'm recording for you a podcast. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be truthful with you. And I'm going to fuck up. That's all right. So anyways, the NetherGrasp podcast. I had this cool idea today at work that to just generate a random topic, completely random, and basically I'm going to do that twice. Maybe we'll do 2 topics per episode, and we'll just talk about that. And I'll give my thoughts on it, and I'll go off on tangents on it, and I think that's just a cool idea because every episode will be fresh. Doesn't put the pressure on me to, come up with something witty every episode or to really zero in on one market or anything. I just want to be your internet friend. Just want to be that guy that, maybe you see I put an episode out and you listen to it and just makes your day a little bit better. You're driving, you're at the gym, whatever you're doing, and you get to hear me talk about bullshit for a little while, And so how I'm going to be doing that is I actually found this website that generates literally random topics. There's a button that says generate a random topic, and you click it and it gives you a very random topic. And I thought that was pretty neat. So I found that, and I clicked the button probably 100 times just to test it, and I haven't gotten a repeat yet. So whoever made this website, I'll shout it out, conversationstarters.com. It's the generator on that website. Shout out to you guys because it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. And then that kind of ties into where the origin of the name came from. So, like I told you guys before, I kind of bounce all over the place. And one of my ideas in the past was to start a gaming brand. And I did that with a good friend of mine that is exactly like me in that we come up with ideas and entrepreneurial, endeavors, and we go hard on it for sometimes a week or sometimes a month or what have you, and then we drop it. And so that was one of the things that we did, and I still have the artwork from that because I got a really talented artist off of DeviantArt to draw something for me. And so I wanted to stick with that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But I think that it actually fits. Funny enough, I think that the two ideas actually mesh very well because the name NetherGrasp, if you think about it, it's to grasp something or to reach into the nether, which is everything, right? And nothing all at once. And to just grab something at random and grasp it, which is basically what I'm doing. I'm just reaching out into the nether of the internet and grasping a random topic and talking about it. And so without further ado, I'm on the website here and I've got the button in front of me, and I am going to click it, and this is going to be completely raw and unedited. I did not generate a topic and then think about what I was going to say for an hour and then start the podcast. No, I'm generating a topic right now, and you're literally hearing my words as the first time I've seen the topic. So it could be something completely that I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, and I might have to do a little bit of digging on the internet to have something to talk about. But anyway, this should be fun, so I'm going to click it now. What qualities do you value most in a friend? What qualities do I value most in a friend? It's a great question. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but obviously the cliche answer of honesty. I think honesty is important because I've been friends in the past with, I'm sure all of you guys have been friends or at least known somebody that's a pathological liar, or somebody that's just, they always have to be the one-upper. You love those guys, right? The one-upper guys. Who are just not, they're just not real. They're not a person that you can just you always feel like you're on edge when you're with them, You go out to a bar with somebody that's one of those guys that's just dishonest and has a real sketchy feel to his personality, and you just don't really, you're just on edge, You're drinking your drink and you're kind of looking at the guy like whatever you're saying right now is just going in one ear and out the other one. There's no real bond there, and I've been friends with guys like that. You tell him you went snowboarding in the Appalachians last week, and he's, oh yeah, I was a professional snowboarder. I did 3 fucking backflips on Mount Everest last week. Oh, really, bud? Okay, nice. Yeah, so honesty would be the first one. Similar interests, I think, right? Similar interests, because how could you be friends with somebody and just not gel with them on anything? I'm a gamer, really enjoy PC gaming. I've played any popular PC game you can think of all the way back to, my original PC gaming days, or Guild Wars and RuneScape and those OG kind of MMORPG games, and I've gone into League of Legends and Overwatch, and gotten pretty competitive at a lot of them. And it's not that you need a friend. It's not that you need a friend that is into everything that you're into. But for instance, if I was talking to somebody about gaming, and they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about, and we didn't share any other similar interests, it's like, what's the point there? I didn't realize how much I was going to put myself on the spot with this format. Maybe I should have, right? Maybe I should have pulled up a Word document and done a little bit of preparation, but no. We're gonna stick with the original. Fuck that. What other qualities do I value in a friend? Oh, he has to have a lot of fur and shed everywhere, like my dog, who I consider my best friend, who is sitting at my feet right now, staring at me like I'm a lunatic. He is a corgi. He has 3 coats that he sheds nonstop, no matter how much I brush him or bathe him or any of that. So, what qualities do I value in a friend? Someone that wants treats, you know? Someone that likes licking peanut butter, not off. What were you guys thinking? Someone that likes licking peanut butter off of a paper plate at midnight, you know? That's what I value in a friend, for sure. For sure, guys. Okay. I think another thing that I value in a friend is somebody that can just be there. Does that make sense? Somebody, you know, that I have bros and I have friends. And I think there's a differentiation between the two. I think that I have like a couple different friend groups, and I'd classify one of the friend groups as maybe like a more fun and casual friend group, and the other one is like a serious friend group that I know I could call them at 10 at night, broken down on the highway, and they'd come fill me up with gas or change my tire with me or something, you know? And that's a friend. You know, I think a lot of people think, or they go through life thinking that everybody that they're an acquaintance with is a friend. I don't think that way. I think if you're friendly with somebody at work and you talk about cool stuff, or you enjoy talking with them and you have things in common, maybe you go out for a drink on a Saturday or something, but maybe they're not around when you really need a friend. Maybe they're not around, you know? Maybe you're feeling really down and you want to text them or call them, and who's the first person that pops in your mind? I think that'd be your best friend, right? Who would be the first person that popped into your mind when you go into your phone and you search your contacts when you're really in trouble or you really need somebody to talk to? I think that would be a pretty good qualifying factor for a best friend. Yeah. So I'm going to generate another topic here because we're going to do 2 per episode. This will probably be a short episode because I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do this one. I had the idea, and I hadn't really thought it out too much, but I knew that I had a microphone at home, and I knew that I had free time tonight. And so I was like, you know, I'm just going to do it, and it's going to fucking suck. It's going to suck. If you're still listening to this 13 minutes in, I owe you $1 or like a shot of whiskey or something. Okay? I owe you like a hand job or something. You know? So, I'm going to generate another topic here. Do you have any siblings? Personal, huh? You getting personal on me, bitch. Website's trying to get to know my hopes and dreams. Yeah, so I do. I have a 21-year-old sister that lives in Japan. Stepsister. We were really close growing up. We also hated each other, which I think is part of being really close as siblings growing up. I remember one time I cut the head off of her favorite Barbie doll and threw it out the window. Yeah. That was a fun time. So yeah, I have a 21-year-old sister that lives in Japan. She married a guy, nice guy that I've never met, but he seems nice. From the Air Force, and they got stationed out there, so they're living out there. You know, she kind of fell out of my life a little bit, because I feel like that happens as you get older sometimes. So I'm not really as close with her, but as I'd like to be, or as maybe we should be, but, you know, nobody's perfect. I'm certainly not. And I have a 16-year-old sister who I love very much, and she is weird as shit, as I was when I was 16, so she's definitely my sister. And she's great. She's very weird. She's very, very book smart. She's going to be a doctor one day, and she's going to hopefully pay for my mortgage. And then I have an 8-year-old brother who I love very, very much too. One of my favorite human beings on the planet. And he's like a little blonde version of me. He's really good at sports. He's just a loving kid. Really nice, kind-hearted kid. I don't think he's going to have any issues in life. My parents have done a great job with him. And so yeah, I have siblings. Man, some of these conversation starters, some of these topics, I feel like I could generate one and it would be like, who do you think would have won the Cold War if it turned hot? And I'd be able to ramble on for hours at a time, and then you've got another one where it's just, do you have any siblings? I mean, yes. Not really doing me any favors with the length of the podcast here. You're making me work for it, conversation starters. You're making me work for it. So that's just like a little sneak preview for how this podcast is gonna go, and I'm gonna work on stuff. I'm gonna work on maybe trying to make the episodes longer. I'm gonna work on my voice, because I feel like I'm trying to do like a mumbling radio host kind of thing. This isn't really my normal talking voice, and I don't really know why I'm doing this. I think it's just like a subconscious just thing coming out in me, because I know that I'm doing a podcast and I feel like it needs to sound official, even though it's kind of hypocritical to what I want this to sound like. So I'm just sitting here in my chair drinking a Land Shark lager, delicious beer, just recording whatever's coming to my mind. And I want feedback from you guys. It would be really helpful for me, actually. Be really helpful for me if I had one comment on the YouTube video. If I had one comment and it just said, "You fucking suck, never do another episode again." If I just saw that would actually be helpful for me. And I'll tell you why, is because, that's helpful because I know that it sucked. And, when things suck, you gotta work on them. But if I didn't ever do this, we'll just put another idea that I threw into the recycling bin, and I was upset that I haven't tried it. I have a lot of insecure. I wouldn't say I'm insecure. I'd say I have a lot of things going on in my head that I don't necessarily let fly out. It's like there's a pack of seagulls in my head flying around, and they all represent some different idea or some different emotion. And I'm just constantly shooting these seagulls out of the air with a shotgun by not acting on them. Where if I would just maybe feed the seagulls a little bit, maybe they'd stick around a little bit longer. Maybe they'd stick around and share a sandwich with me, or maybe steal a sandwich from my mom or some shit. Seagull stole a sandwich from my mom once, actually. We were in Ocean City, New Jersey. I remember the day clearly. Clear as day, actually, because it was a day. Seagull flew overhead, and first of all, shit on my mom's head. And I'm not kidding with you guys. Shit on my mom's head. And I remember she freaked out, and my dad started laughing and told her it was good luck, and she, I think, hit him in the face. And then the same seagull circled around, landed by our blanket, and just took my mom's ham and cheese sandwich and just flew off. The seagull's like, "I'm ruining your fucking day today." Just saw my mom, didn't like her, shit on her, and then stole her lunch. And they say chivalry's dead. You gotta look up to the seagulls. That's what I think. But there is a good chance that I'm going to do a second episode later tonight, just because this was real quick, and this was real, almost cathartic. We're 20 minutes in now. My idea was to do 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I thought maybe, there's no way I could talk for that long. But you know, not too bad. I think I need to get a little bit better at talking about the topics a little bit longer. But like I said, I got some shitty rolls tonight, guys. Got some shitty rolls, but I do plan on doing this more. And if you guys have any ideas for me, feel free to leave a comment, because I will read them, because I fully expect to only get maybe one or two, maybe none. So if you're one of the first commenters, rest assured, that's a good way to guarantee that I'm going to read it. So if you hate something about it, or you like something about it, let me know. Alright, signing off.